soul, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. April, could you show the record where you are all present? We're going to move on to the approval of the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as submitted.
Support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we're going to move on to the approval of the agenda. I do have one addition, and that would be E on new business. It's a resolution to adopt the poverty exemptions for taxes. If everyone's okay with that?
I'll move the approval of the agenda as amended.
I'll support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we're going to move on to announcements and communication. I have only one announcement. Happy New Year, everybody, 2025. And look at the crowd here. I love this. And I know it's a lot to do with the fire department.
I don't think
We
they're
have
here
the
to see us, yeah.
best. So I just love that. Thank you, guys. Okay, anybody else?
I do.
Go.
So as most of you or many of you know that we're building a brand new library, which was approved by the voters in I think 2022. That's what I thought. Anyways, we're finally getting around to the groundbreaking and actually building the library. So with that, we have to bond. And for bonding, you get rated by, we use S&P, Standard & Poor's Company. And we're still a small township, but we maintained our bond rating of a AA+, which is the most and the highest you can get if you're not a large city like maybe a Detroit or a large county like Oakland County. So I'm very proud to announce that we've maintained our rating, which means we should get a really great interest rate when we take the bonds to market. And so that's what we're looking for. So I was very pleased with that.
Yeah, and to kind of piggyback onto that, there was a long conversation phone call that Patty had to do for this rating, and she did a wonderful job, and I'll tell you, we are in very good shape here in the township. We take really good care of your money, just so you know. It's really good. Anyone else? Okay, seeing none, we're going to close the announcements, and we're going to move on to call to the public. This is where anyone can come up to the microphone that has anything they want to talk about that's non-agenda related. Now's the time to come on up. Okay, seeing no one, we're going to close call to the public and move on to reports. First report is DDA.
Good evening, everyone.
How you doing?
Glad to see so many people. I'm sure you're here for the DDA report, so thank you very much. Just a couple updates from our last meeting. Since then, we had the opportunity to attend a ribbon cutting ceremony for Mission Church, which is located right downtown in our core area. They have redone the interior. They've started services there. It looks really nice. They're really trying to keep some of the historical portions of the building, so we're excited to see what they continue to do there. Thank you to those that were able to attend. We also had the opportunity to do the ribbon cutting for Zeal Credit Union. They had a special guest there, Herman Moore from the Detroit Lions, surprised everybody. So it was a really cool event. We are looking forward to getting involved with them in the community, so please be sure to check out their new location. Also, I just wanted to let the board know that we have officially turned in our TIF county agreement for Oakland County. I was alerted that they are going to start reviewing that document in the next couple of weeks, so we should hear something back. I will keep you posted, but that document has finally been submitted after about 2 years that we've been working on that. So we're very excited that process has at least started. And then just some updates. You can see some of the photos that are scrolling here that I included for everybody tonight, just to get an idea of what took place for our Lighting Up the Grand event. We had really good turnout this year, probably another 500 to 700 people throughout the day. We had expanded activities, which were really popular. Our holiday market, we had over 27 vendors, and we counted just over 300 shoppers that came through, so we were really excited about it. We had some good feedback from them. The schools were fantastic to work with. We hosted it over at Dolson. Our Lighting Up the Grand, actually, we had activities starting at 2 o'clock with a giant tubing hill. Really popular. We had lines all evening throughout that. The entire street was closed down. Mission Church worked with us. They actually had live music taking place. They had fire pits. A coffee truck came out. So we were just really happy with everything that happened there. We had over 40 volunteers helping that day and volunteering over 192 hours in total. So thank you to everyone who attended and helped out. We really appreciate it. Oakland County Sheriff's Office helped us with our street crossing, and that worked fantastic for us until we can get our crossing light there. But their staff were fantastic that evening, and our sponsors, we appreciate everything they've done, and we're looking forward to a great event next year. And I also just wanted to highlight just a couple of numbers for you. I included some last-minute additions for just some year-end numbers for the DDA. So in total, last year, we had 98 businesses that were involved in either our special events, our promotions, committees, economic vitality. Over those 98, 52 were DDA businesses. So we had quite a few that were outside of the DDA also getting involved. 25 were participating for the first time. And we had 9 new businesses that opened up in our DDA. We had over $27,000 raised by DDA volunteers and recruited for events. And I also included a page that showed you a breakdown of how many people we had involved and hours of service for some of our different committees. But just for the overall, so everybody knows, we had over 150 volunteers participate last year in our events and committees that had over 1,100 volunteer hours. So we are very lucky to have really active and excited individuals in our community that want to step up and get involved and see great things happening in the community. So thank you to everybody in the public that came out to one of our events this last year that's helped be involved through volunteers, and for the board members, all the committee members for your support in helping all these activities take place. We really appreciate it. Any questions?
Doing a great job, Amy. Everything's going really, really great. Thank you. Thanks for all the volunteers. It's a wonderful thing. All right, we're going to move on to Chief Madeline. Fire. Looking good there, Chief.
Thank you, sir. Good evening. Tonight, I've got a couple of, I'm going to try to keep it short for you. I've got a couple of presentations. First off, if I could have Dylan Klein, prior to the meeting this evening. Dylan Klein was sworn in as our newest full-time firefighter. He actually started back in our department early in the spring. As part-time paid on call, and we had an opportunity come up where a full-time position was available. Nice. And he actually started full-time on January 2nd. Was your first? January 1st was his first shift. And this evening, his mother, Stacy, is going to be pinning his badge on him. It's tight. There you go. Perfect. I'll get out of the way. Congratulations, Dylan. And next up, in the final portion of my report, if I could have Captain Tiernan step up here. Sergeant Selnick, firefighters Carnival, Young, Wozniak, and then Deputy Petrick. And I think we have Deputy Mishark, but Mishark will not be here this evening. They're all here. On December 2nd, 2024, at 1950 hours, Captain James Tiernan, Sergeant Brian Selnick, and firefighters Nick Carnival, Ronald Young, Tyler Wozniak were dispatched to a 38-year-old female who was not responsive, not breathing, with family members performing CPR. Upon arrival, the firefighters found Oakland County Sheriff's Department deputies Gregory Mishark and Emmanuel Petrich and Huron Valley Ambulance paramedics performing manual CPR. Captain Tiernan, Sergeant Selnick, and firefighters Carnival, Young, and Wozniak assisted with securing an airway and applying the AED, in addition to the department's Lucas device. Crews continued to perform life-saving measures for several minutes, delivering 3 shocks via our AED. The patient then regained a pulse, began breathing, and was carried to the Huron Valley Ambulance for transport to the hospital. Without the excellent care and professionalism of these individuals, the outcome for this patient could have been much different. The Lyon Township Fire Department would like to recognize Captain James Tiernan, Sergeant Brian Selnick, and firefighters Nicholas Carnival, Ronald Young, and Tyler Wozniak, and deputies Gregory Mishark and Emmanuel Petrich with our department's Life-Saving Award. Congratulations, guys. Don't stay right here. And the other thing is, we're very fortunate tonight. The patient in this case, Miss Bezel, is here. Great to see you. Thank you. Congratulations, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, Chief.
Keep it short for you guys tonight. Any questions for me? Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks.
I say it every time this happens. We have the best fire department and the best people around, and I'm so appreciative. Just awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to the Sheriff's Department. Sergeant Sharma's here with us tonight.
Sure. I wasn't supposed to be here, so Lieutenant Whitfield wasn't able to make it. But last year, the Sheriff's Office responded to 23,106 calls for service. As far as major incidents, on January 1st, approximately 3:09 a.m., deputies responded to the area of I-96 near, I believe it was South Hill overpass, for a multi-car accident. Tragically, one of the occupants of that vehicle did pass as a result of the accident. The accident is being investigated by our crash reconstruction unit. Alcohol is suspected at this time, but not confirmed, and we are waiting for blood results to determine further.
That is sad.
Yeah, that is sad.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sergeant. All right, we're moving on to the Planning Commission report.
Well, we did not have a meeting in December.
Holy
We
cow.
canceled because we only had a couple ordinances, and I listened to what Sean said, and which made logical sense. And so we moved those ordinances to the January meeting, and we usually do not have a second meeting in December per se. We just don't. So we really didn't have anything, so I have nothing to I'm Elisa.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Wait a minute now.
Don't steal her lack of thunder.
Okay, Lise, what do we have?
Well, I think it's very important to note that because of Martin Luther King Day, our ZBA meeting would have been scheduled on Tuesday the 21st, but it's canceled. So, but I wanted to, draw it out for Sean.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, we're going to move on then to the building department. Jay?
Happy New Year, guys. A couple things. The Umlor Marine Building has begun their build out, so I think they plan to be open in the spring when I'm sure they will be very busy. The water treatment plant addition has started, so they're going to be working on that. And since it's the end of the year, I just wanted to note that, and our stats are only through November, is that all of our totals exceed 2023 through November. So that's all residential, all commercial, number of permits, value of permits, all of those already exceeded. So that's with an extra month to go, which we'll have those numbers for you next month. Also, as I stated last month, we did interviews for new building officials. I think you'll have a new one in place by this time next month. So this might be my last board meeting with you guys, and if it is, I want to thank you guys for the opportunity that you gave me. And if I can ever help you out in the future, please just let me know.
Thanks, Jay.
Thanks for
Jay,
your help.
you've been tremendous for us, and we can't tell you enough how you've taken care of us. You come to bat in a time we really needed you, and we appreciate it. And
No problem.
Jay has extended that. If we need him, he's here, and he'll always help us out, which is fantastic. Thank you.
Thanks, Jay.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the water, and the water, as Jay said, they actually have started building the structure for South Hill. And they've got all the underground in, they've got the driveways in, and I believe they're gonna start pouring footings this week if weather permits. I mean, if it's super cold, they won't do it, but if weather permits, we're gonna get some footings in this week, and they're gonna start putting it up. Actively working on the next tower, and I'll have some things to bring to you guys probably at the next meeting on how we get the next tower put up. Other than that, things are going good. No complaints in the water department at all, so it's been really, we did get one complaint though today. I just had, well, this gentleman walked in and he was complaining about the lights on the tower, on our water tower, because they've been out for a while, and I went by and noticed it. So I had him put them back on, and he doesn't like them on. So he asked us to turn them off. But other than that, everything's going pretty well. Okay, everything wrapped up? Everybody good? Good. All right, we have 2 public hearings tonight. Both of them are concerning the termination of the Industrial Development Districts 2 and 3. I'd like to open the first public hearing at 6:17. Anyone in the audience would like to come up and talk about the District Number 2? Now's the time. Okay, seeing nobody, we're going to close the public hearing at 6:17. And we're going to open the second public hearing concerning the termination Industrial Development District Number 3 at 6:17. Anyone like to talk about that one? Seeing nobody's coming up to talk about that, we're going to close that one at 6:17. All right, we're going to move on to unfinished business, which we have none. So we're going to move to new business. First item in new business, the 2025 salary resolutions for Lyon Township Board of Trustees.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2025-01, supervisor salary.
Support.
Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, we'll move on to the next resolution.
I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 2025-02.
Support.
Okay, this is the resolution for the clerk's salary. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we're gonna move on to the salary for the treasurer.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-03.
Support.
All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right, we're gonna move on to the last one, the Township Board of Trustees salary.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 2025-4.
I'll support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, took care of that. Thank you very much. We're gonna move on to consider the approval of resolution 2025-05, termination of Industrial Development District Number 2.
I'll move the approval of Resolution 2025-05.
I'll support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we're gonna move on to the consideration, the approval of resolution 2025-06, termination of District Number 3.
I'd like to make a motion to move resolution 2025-06.
I'll support.
All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Okay, we'll move on to D, consideration and approval of resolution 2025-07. This is the adoption of our utility fee schedule that we have to do every year by contract. If anyone has any questions about that, Leslie's here and can answer them. But this is the same thing we do every year.
I do want to just make one comment. On the REU form that's in your packet, there's one little line item I'm going to remove that says lateral benefit charge, because that was actually taken out of your ordinance during the last utility, and I didn't notice it until today. So I just wanted to bring that up
Is it in the resolution itself or in the
No.
paperwork?
No,
Oh,
just the paperwork.
Okay. Oh, gotcha,
Yeah.
the form, okay.
The
yep.
request to connect.
So the motion to approve this resolution should just reference the fact that you're gonna make the changes you mentioned tonight?
Administratively.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay,
Well, then I'll make that motion.
I'll support that motion.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, moving on to our last item, the resolution to adopt the poverty exemption, tax exemption. And we do these every few
Couple
years.
years, yep.
Hey, Jen, I have one.
Sure, go ahead.
Just a curiosity question, I have no
Yep.
issue with it, but the exceeding 4 times the most current poverty guidelines, I was just curious. I know we've always done it, but it occurred to me because working with other communities, some change it, and I don't know what the rationale
Okay, what was that question again? I'm sorry.
It was the shall not exceed the 4 times the most current poverty guidelines. Is it-
Oh,
So I think we put those on our website every year, so you want me to send them to you so you have them? I'm pretty sure the
Yeah, the
poverty
guidelines.
guidelines from Oakland County
Yeah,
are
they
on
are.
there.
Yeah, but
think they
the multiplier, is there a reason? I guess that's what I wasn't sure.
yeah, I'm
That's
not
what
sure.
it's
whether-
always been.
I'm not sure how they come up with
This
that.
could,
We can ask.
I know it has, I
Yeah,
just
we
wasn't
might
sure.
not.
It just occurred to me because I saw it in another community and they didn't do a multiplier. So I
Oh.
wasn't sure. I mean, I'm fine with it, I just was
Yeah, I
curious.
don't know that.
And I can ask Ms. Marita in our office, because it's my understanding she worked on this a few years ago.
Yeah.
2021,
With
yes.
all, the board at that time, what the rationale was. I'd be happy to ask her about that and get back to
Yeah, that's fine.
everybody.
Just curious.
But it is the same as it has been for several years.
Yeah. And we
Yeah.
also changed it to 100%. I had a long discussion with Nick about, we really maybe might have one, maybe 2, and that's it. And they have to really prove that they're in need, and I think they do. Our Board of Review does an excellent job. And I think that if they are in need and they need it, you have to apply every year, so it's not like we're giving you your taxes for free every year. And they have this, the guide, you saw the actual application, it's pretty intense, so.
Okay.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-08.
I'll support.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, everyone, we've concluded. Any other questions?
Be a record.
Any other questions?
Efficient.
All right, let's adjourn. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
6:23.
That one might actually.